me get my makeup. Makeup!
Hello, Cypress kids. We are so excited today because we have a special guest. And so since we're talking about focus this month, take a closer look. We are going to focus on Pastor Ed. So this is Pastor Ed. Everyone say hi, Pastor Ed.
Hello, everyone.
You may have seen him in worship, but we are so lucky that he is in the park on stage with us, and we are going to get to know him. Now, some of our kids have sent in some really good questions, so I'm going to ask you those questions, and I hope they don't stump you. I hope they're not too hard.
They probably will.
But here's a good one. It's from the camp kids. What is your favorite topping on pizza? Favorite topping on pizza?
Favorite topping on pizza? I usually get meat lovers, but pepperoni if I had to be just down
one.
the one.
Okay, you're a meat lovers guy, but just pepperoni. Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, favorite color?
Probably blue or red.
Blue or red, okay.
Blue, it kind of depends on where, but those two colors.
Okay, blue or red. Favorite, ooh, this is a good one. I think Jimmy would like this one. What is your favorite worship song?
I don't know. What's popping into my mind right now, there are a lot that I like.
Okay.
And I also don't tend to remember titles very well.
Okay, well, are you going to sing for us?
Nope, not
Okay.
today.
All right.
Uh,
So I won't sing either. It's okay.
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 I'm coming back to the heart of worship.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm coming back to
Now, is that the title? Is that?
Heart of Worship.
Heart of worship.
Heart.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's for
And
some
it's all
reason that
about
popped
you,
in.
God. It's all
Yeah.
about you.
That
Okay, that's
popped
a
in
good
my
one.
mind.
Okay, so, ooh, this is from, I think this was from Reagan. Okay, this is a good one. Because we all love birthday parties. Does Jesus get to have birthday parties for his birthday? What do you think, Pastor Ed?
I think absolutely. I think every Christmas we celebrate Jesus' birthday party.
Yep.
But I think you're also wondering when he was growing up if he got to have birthday parties. And I don't know if they had birthday parties back then like we have them today, but if they did, I'm sure he got to do everything that every other kid did.
But we have
as
the
he's
best
grown up.
birthday parties now for him.
Yeah.
And at least he gets to watch us and see the really great birthday parties we have. Okay, and this one's from Jack. Favorite superhero?
I'd have to go with Superman. I know that's kind of bland.
Oh, no, that's a good
But
one.
I remember growing up, my dad would take me to the, down to the, this was back in the days when they had at drugstores, they would have bars that you got Coke and sandwiches
Yeah.
at. He would buy a paperback and he would buy me 3 comic books, and they were usually Superman. And I'd sit there and read my comic books while I had a Coke, and he'd read these paperbacks.
See, you know, comic books, we were just talking about them earlier. They're really popular. Now they're called
graphic novels.
novels. Yep, okay. So, what does God look like?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
You know,
That's a good question.
I think that the only place that we could go for that is to understand that God created us in his image. In other words, that means that we're supposed to, in some ways, look like God. So any person that you see, anyone you look at, might give you an idea of what God might look like if God were a physical person like you or I.
Oh, love that answer. Okay. I have one more question, but then I realized I forgot to have you share about your family. That's probably really important.
Okay.
But because we love families. But I love this question. What made Mr. Ed want to be a pastor?
It took me a long time to figure out that I want to be a pastor, but I think that what began to happen was in my first year of college, and I was meeting people that I'd never met before. We'd start having a conversation, and out of the blue they'd stop and they would say, "Are you planning on being a pastor?" And so that's what initially got me to thinking about that and wondering about that, and eventually concluding that that would be something that God would want me to do. And so that's how I began to think about being a pastor.
Okay, now some of you kids, when y'all start growing up and people ask you that question, maybe it's God kind of nudging you to be a pastor. So cool. Okay, so last thing, because we didn't ask, just tell us a little bit about your family. Like, do you have kids? Are you married? Grandkids?
I'm married. My wife's name is Mindy.
Okay, we can't wait to meet her. Maybe we should interview her one day.
We have 3 daughters.
Okay.
They're all grown and married. We live in Tomball, and 2 of my daughters also live in Tomball. And interestingly enough, right now my wife and those 2 daughters and my 2 grandsons that I haven't mentioned, that one, Jay is 4, Tate is 3. They're all on their way to Florida, to Vero Beach, to meet up with my oldest daughter to celebrate my granddaughter's 1st birthday.
Oh, what a special time. Well, happy birthday. That's great.
It was a tough decision for us in this time, but
Yes.
we're not going to miss that 1st birthday.
Big birthday. You'll have to share photos with us. Okay, so I think that is all the questions. I hope you got to know Pastor Ed a little bit. And when you get to see him in person, you can give him some air high fives. You know,
Good to meet
be
you
like,
all.
Woo, woo. All right.
All right.
So, oh, what?
You
What?
can't leave yet.
No, we're done with our
Can't leave
interview.
yet. No, we're not done.
We're not done with our
We
interview.
have a game to play.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got to introduce Mr. Ed to how things are done here in children's ministry,
Welcome,
right?
Mr. Ed, to our stage of fun.
Yes. So
What are we gonna do?
you have a paper and you have a marker, and our little focus things are becoming
A
blindfolds.
face mask?
No,
Oh,
blindfolds. We're
ooh.
blindfolding them,
Okay.
guys. All right. So
Now?
not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. Oh,
Okay.
wait. You can't
Okay.
see this either. Okay. So. All right, kids. I'm gonna show them a picture. They're gonna get a look at it for 5 seconds. Only 5 seconds. Then they're gonna put on their blindfold. Then we're gonna start a timer for 1 minute and see who can draw their picture.
But I'm not very good at drawing.
Well, good thing you're blindfolded.
Maybe that'll help.
But I think you can do
Okay,
it.
I think I can do it.
I think you can
Okay,
do it
so
too.
we have 5 seconds.
All right, you got 5 seconds to see my picture. Then I'm gonna go show it to the kids. Okay? Are y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, look, he's getting really ready. Are you
Shoot,
getting this
shoot.
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Here's a picture. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, put your blindfolds on. All right, kids, here's my
I
picture.
gotta find my paper.
So you can see what they're going to be trying to draw.
I gotta do it the right way.
Gotta put my glasses on.
All right, let me know when you guys are ready.
Yep.
You ready?
I hope I don't draw on the table.
All right, we're starting in
Find your
3,
paper, Pastor
2,
Ed.
1, go. Ooh, I wonder if their drawings are going to be any good. What do you guys
Oh.
think?
I think I'm drawing off the paper.
Well, that's why I gave you a washable marker.
Oh, that's good. How's Pastor Ed doing? I've never seen his art skills. Do you think he's doing pretty
They're
good?
non-existent.
It's pretty funny. I can't wait to show the kids these pictures. Y'all are doing great. That's what I meant to say.
A good
Y'all are
thing
doing
next
great.
month is all about creativity, so I can.
You have
learn how
30
to
more
do this.
seconds.
A crown?
30 seconds.
I don't think anybody saw that except people watching the video.
Did you push my table? I felt the table move.
30 seconds, I don't even
All
All
remember.
right, 15 seconds.
Is there a tail? Do you remember a tail?
I don't,
I think there was a collar.
I don't even know what to draw here.
You draw the picture, Pastor Ed.
5,
She had a
4, 3,
Oh, I think this is
2,
definitely a Picasso.
and 1. All
Okay.
right.
All right.
Markers down.
I'm
Let's
kind of
see.
afraid
Let's
to
see.
see.
Take your blindfolds off. Let's let them take a look at their pictures.
So-
I did draw on the table. I will be cleaning.
All right,
that
are you
up.
guys ready
got
to see
much
the
better than I
pictures?
did. Oh, I think this is where I reached over on your paper and started drawing.
All right, let's show Pastor Ed's picture.
Okay.
All right, this one's Pastor Ed's.
You got. Oh, I did a.
Does that look like the one I drew?
You got the hat right.
Does that look like the one I drew, guys? We'll
Yeah,
find out.
just like
All
it.
right, all right.
Maybe you should put the original.
No,
next
you
to
can't
it.
take mine. You can't take mine. Okay.
Okay.
Here's Miss Christie's. What about
Oh.
hers?
Oh, there were no
Hmm.
tails. I messed up.
All right,
Okay.
and then here's your reminder of what their picture was supposed to look like. All right, so you guys vote who had the best
Yeah.
drawing, whose
Cast
was
your
most like
votes.
mine.
Cast your votes, and we're gonna
Vote
see.
in the comments.
Okay. Well, that was really fun. I feel I need to work on my blindfold drawing skills. But thank you for joining us today. Now, kids,
pleasure.
we are going to continue to focus and take a closer look. So we can't wait for you to watch this Bible story and to spend time worshiping and praising God. And we will see you at the end. So enjoy.
and welcome back to another week in the STEAM Lab! Whenever you're learning new things, experimenting, inventing, or anything else one might do in a lab, you need to make sure you have faith. Faith is trusting in what you can't see because of what you can see. And you also have to have something to work with. Today, I asked a few people to let me borrow their glasses for the day. Cheers! Just kidding, eyeglasses, not water glasses. I see you. Okay, these are reading glasses. They're supposed to help you see things better close up. Let's see. Oh, wow. Yep, they really work. I see things a lot more clearly. It's like focused, blurry. Focus, blurry. But look what happens when I put on these glasses. They're for someone who is really farsighted. Whoa! I can't see anything. I can't see anything. It's like blurry. Focus. Blurry. Focused. Isn't that wild? There are a lot of different kinds of glasses. And the reason is because there are a lot of different kinds of people. Not everyone sees the same way. And today's story is about when a guy named Paul met some people who saw things a little bit differently than he did. Go see for yourself. You see what I did there? Okay. Meanwhile, I've got some more glasses to try on. Whoa. These are X-ray glasses. I can see my bones! Just kidding. Seriously though, when did I get that freckle?
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story inspired by the book of Acts, chapter 17, verses 16 through 34.
Wherever Paul went, he boldly preached the good news of Jesus.
This Jesus I'm telling you about is the Messiah.
Many Jews and Greeks believed in Jesus, but in nearly every town, a group of Jews would gather to oppose Paul. He and his companions were forced out of Thessalonica, and then later that same group of Jews followed to run Paul out of Berea. Eventually, the believers helped Paul escape to the coast, where he could travel by boat to Athens.
Tell Silas and Timothy to join me as soon as they can.
Once Paul reached Athens, he walked the streets of the ancient city, disturbed by what he saw. Carved and molded statues everywhere.
Statues of their gods. The people really believe false gods can help them.
In fact, the Athenians believed in around 30,000 false gods. Yeah, they believed these gods were in charge of everything from sports to sleep to doors and cleanliness.
A god of grapes. Okay.
While Paul waited for his friends, he visited the Jewish synagogue to tell Jews and Greeks alike about Jesus. And in the marketplace, he spoke to anybody who would listen.
You have to hear about Jesus. He was killed, but he came back to life.
Paul's words stirred up a group of Athenian thinkers. These men felt that they could achieve perfection through knowledge and wisdom.
Can you explain what this fellow is chattering about?
He seems to be telling us about gods we've never heard of.
We shall take this Paul to a meeting of the Areopagus. There, we shall reason it out.
Set high on an outcropping of rock, the Areopagus was the high court of Athens. And from this viewpoint, Paul could see all of Athens spread out below him. Closer at hand, the gathered Epicureans and Stoics studied Paul.
What is this new teaching you're giving us?
You have some strange ideas we've never heard before.
We would like to know what they mean.
Paul took a deep breath. These people treated new ideas like playthings, so he wanted to connect the story of Jesus with something they already knew.
People of Athens, I see that you are very religious in every way.
We are aware of this. Please proceed.
Paul recalled a small carved altar he had discovered while exploring the city.
As I walked around, I looked carefully at the things you worship. I even found an altar with "To an Unknown God" written on it. Now, I'm going to tell you about this unknown God.
Paul explained to them that the true God created the entire world and everything in it. He created each individual person with a purpose and an adventure to live.
He did it so that people would seek him and find him, even though he is not far from any of us.
Preposterous.
Continue.
Paul knew that these Athenians might listen to the words of their own writers that might actually reflect something of who God is.
In him we live and move and exist. As some of your own poets have also said, we are his children.
An interesting point.
Paul told them that people are God's children. God is alive and real, not some carved statue or molded from gold. And now by sending Jesus, God was telling everyone everywhere to turn away from the bad things they've done and to follow him.
God has proved this to everyone by raising Jesus from the dead.
Preposterous.
Fascinating.
More like fantasy. Get this joker out of here.
No. This is new, fresh. We will hear you speak about this again sometime.
A man called Dionysius had been among the crowd at the Areopagus. He hurried to catch up as Paul left.
I want to know more about this living God, about Jesus.
I can help you, friend.
So Paul continued to spread the good news and love of Jesus, and after a short time, Dionysius became a follower of Jesus, as well as a woman named Damaris and several others.
I know it's a banana, but it just looks like a blurry yellow blob. Whoa! It's hard to focus when you can't see clearly, but I think it's important to try and see things from another person's point of view, like Paul and the people in Athens. They believed in different gods than Paul. That's why Paul tried to see things how they saw things, so he could tell them about Jesus in a way they'd understand. He told them about the living, one true God who created the whole world and everything in it. And he told them that God proved how powerful he was by bringing a man back from the dead. That man was God's son, Jesus. Many of the people from Athens had never heard of anything like that before. Some thought Paul was kind of crazy, but others wanted to hear more. And Paul was able to help them know Jesus the way he knew Jesus. That's something we can do too! It's the one thing to remember today. You can help others know Jesus. That can be easy if you're talking to someone who sees things the same way you do. But when someone sees things differently, when they believe differently, or when they've had different experiences than you, it helps to try and see things from their point of view.
Oh, yes, I see what you're saying now.
The best thing to do is to try to keep it real. Be honest about what Jesus has done for you. And it's not just in what you say. You can help people know Jesus by what you do too. When you treat people with love, respect, and kindness, they can see the love of Jesus through you. Everyone's different, and we all see things just a little bit differently. So I think it makes sense to try to see things the way other people see them. And you don't even have to change your glasses to do it. I'll see you next time. Bye. See you guys later. Oh, hold on. That's a table. All right.
Sometimes the road ahead can be so rough. You are the reason why I don't give up. 'Cause even when it's hard,
awesome song. I bet you had some good dance moves going on at home, but we learned a lot from Paul. Allison had really good dance
Yeah.
we learned a lot from Paul today, and Paul teaches us that you can help others know Jesus. And he was in Athens, and there were people that didn't believe the same way or think the same way he did. But what he had to do was to get to know them and to see their point of view. And then he was able to connect with them and share with them about Jesus. So sometimes it may be a little hard. But I love the part of the song we just sang that says, I want to live my life for you whenever I'm walking and talking. So we can share Jesus with others through our words, but also how we live our life and how we treat people. And so that is so cool. We can help others know Jesus.
And you know what?
What?
That leads really well into the family mission for this week.
So great how that works
because
out.
you're going to show Jesus' love to your neighbors this week in some way. However you want to do that, do something nice for your neighbor this week, because that is showing Jesus' love.
So you can be kind or talk to them, or maybe you can show them Jesus through your actions. Okay. Do we have a family challenge?
Also have a family challenge.
All right.
So since we're focusing on stuff,
Okay.
we have a link for your parents to click on to go to some optical illusions. Optical illusions. Super cool. And everybody sees things differently. So some of you might see one thing and some other people may see something differently. So let your talk with your siblings and your family and see what they see and see what you see and see if you can see things from their perspective.
So cool. Okay, so next up after this, you can either do it right after, you can do it later on this week. We have your family small group time where you can talk more about how you can help others know Jesus. All right, we'll see you next week.